Kaiya was a mermaid with a soul of shimmering, restless curiosity, while her sisters wove necklaces of glowing pearlweed and danced in the palaces of coral. She would linger near the surface, watching the world above. She saw the great, smoky birds of the humans, their ships, and the warm, flickering lights in their windows on the shore. They called to her these strange, dry world things, with the promise of something more. Her grandmother warned her, her voice a low tremor through the water. The air world is a place of sharp edges and hungry mouths. Little Pearl, they have a thing called fire that consumes water and breathes smoke. They have creatures with too many legs that spin traps of sticky silk. Their world is not soft like ours. But Kaiya's heart was a captured bubble, straining upwards. One night, under a moon that painted a silver path across the waves, she made her decision. She sang the ancient spell, the one that traded her magnificent turquoise tail for two strange, clumsy limbs. Painfully, she dragged herself onto a deserted, moonlit beach, the sand coarse and alien against her new skin. The first day was a miracle of sensations. The tickle of grass, the incredible solidity of earth beneath her feet, the taste of a sun-warmed berry stolen from a low-hanging branch. She hid in the dunes, marveling at it all, thinking her grandmother's stories were just the fearful tales of the old. As dusk fell on the second day, drawn by the warm glow she had so often admired from afar, she crept towards the human settlement. The first thing that struck her was the smell, not of salt and life, but of something acrid and choking. Then she saw it. Fire. It was contained in a ring of stone, and humans laughed around it, poking it with sticks. But to Kaiya, it was a wild, snapping beast. It didn't flow. It consumed. It crackled with a sound like breaking bones, and its heat was a violent, drying slap. Not the sun's gentle warmth. It consumed the wood they fed it, turning solid matter into nothing but ash and bitter smoke that stung her eyes and throat. This was not a gentle light. It was a captured, raging star, and it terrified her. Shaken, she stumbled back towards the tree line, seeking the comfort of shadows. As she pushed through a thicket, her hand brushed against something that was neither plant nor stone. It was a structure of impossible geometry, a woven tapestry of fine, strong threads. And in the center of it, waiting, was the architect. The spider was as large as her hand, its body a hairy, bulbous thing, its legs jointed and mechanical. It did not swim or float. It moved in a series of precise, jerky steps that made her skin crawl. Its 8 eyes were like black beads, seeing nothing and everything at once. This was no curious crab or graceful jellyfish. This was a land monster, a patient, silent weaver of death. She froze, a scream trapped in her chest, before backing away slowly, her new heart hammering against her ribs. Trembling, she reached the edge of a hard, black path the humans had carved through the land. She thought it a river of sorts, but it was stagnant and smelled foul. Suddenly, a roar erupted from the darkness. 2 blinding eyes raised towards her, attached to a hulking metal shape moving faster than any shark or orca. It was a violence of noise and speed, a projectile of shrieking wind and hot stench that shot past her, missing her by a whisper. The gust it left behind knocked her off her feet, and the sound of its passing echoed long after the red eyes on its back had vanished into the night. Lying there on the gritty ground, Kaiya understood the air world was not just different. It was loud, sharp, and terrifyingly fast. Its creatures were not part of a gentle ecosystem. They fought and consumed with a frantic, desperate energy. The humans didn't live in harmony with their world. They built hard, angry things to dominate it. She thought of the silent, weightless ballet of the deep, the slow, graceful dance of the kelp forests, the gentle pressure of the water, a constant, embracing hug. The worst predator in her world did not move with the mechanical horror of the spider or the screaming violence of the car. It moved with a natural, silent grace that was part of the world's balance. A longing for the soft, blue silence crashed over her, so strong it was a physical ache. She turned her back on the flickering, scary lights and the roaring paths, and she crawled, then stumbled, then ran, back towards the shore. She fell into the waves just as the sun began to tinge the sky. The water welcomed her, cool and familiar. As the spell reversed and her legs fused back into her powerful, familiar tail, she let out a stream of bubbles that was half a sob, half a sigh of relief. She swam down deep, past the watching fish and the familiar, friendly and She didn't stop until she reached her grandmother's grotto. The old mermaid was waiting, her eyes full of ancient wisdom, and no trace of "I told you so." Kaiya swam into her embrace, burying her face in her grandmother's flowing silver hair. "The air world," Kaiya whispered, her voice a tremor through the water. "It has its wonders, but its monsters are too loud, too sharp, too fast." Her grandmother stroked her hair. "Our monsters are quiet, little Pearl, and our world is soft. It is Anyhook." Kaiya looked out through the opening of the grotto, at the dappled sunlight filtering through the water, at a slow and graceful sea turtle, drifting by. She saw the profound beauty in the gentle pace, the muffled silence, the forgiving embrace of the sea. "Yes," Kaiya said, her voice firm now, her restless soul finally still. "It is more than enough." The end. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.